Y'all ready?
What's our story of the day?
Potato grenade.
Heck yeah.
Potato grenade.
Potato grenade.
Potato grenade.
Do you think that you can guess what the story's about?
I'm guessing a potato.
What?
Potato.
Pertainer. What does it pertain to? I'm going to guess that somebody was making a potato cannon, but it blew up.
Okay.
I'm guessing.
I like that. That's a good
I'm
guess.
guessing somebody tried to eat a grenade.
Oh my gosh.
Like, it deep fried it.
Nah. So, those are great guesses, just so you know. A World War II grenade was found among potatoes at a French fry factory in New Zealand.
Oh.
Wow. That makes sense.
So, the employees thought that it was a muddy potato, but it was a grenade on the conveyor belt. They had to call in the bomb squad, and it was not active, which was unfortunate, but
Yeah.
would have been cooler if it was like, it was active,
Dude,
and it came down the line, and someone was like...
I guess if it went off, it would have made some mashed potatoes.
Oh my gosh.
Why?
I'm proud of that.
You are?
Yeah. It would have mashed some potatoes.
That's it. That's... What more could you ask this episode?
If you like mashed potatoes, stick around. This is an episode full of it.
That's how I always make my mashed potatoes.
Dude,
with a grenade.
Get some tannerite. Get a couple sacks of Idaho taters. That'd be fun. What do you think would happen? What do you think would happen to those taters?
We'd be making a lot of mashed taters.
Dude, we should get like a
shrapnel.
couple ounces of some tannerite and some taters.
Yeah, we'll do the tater bomb.
Tater bomb.
Oh, Lord.
Yep.
Yeah.
Who wants it?
Have mercy on
Who
our
wants
souls.
it? Raise your hand if you want it. Anybody want it?
I think David should do it.
David.
He doesn't ever do it.
I don't ever do it. Welcome to the TRIFLIX cast. We are creatives in here, Columbus, Indiana. I'm looking over here. We do lots of stuff. We do video shoots, realty shoots, photo shoots. We do a lot of things. We have a lot of fun doing it. And I'm not one of the owners that did it, but over here is Cole Ankney.
Hi.
He's one of the big boys.
I'm the executive producer.
Yeah, and then over here we got this other person.
I'm a tater man.
He's a tater man.
I'm a tater man.
Tater man, right?
Tater man.
Tater man.
It's like Florida man.
Florida.
The Midwest.
Tater man did it again.
Dang it, tater man. Get out of my yard.
Just reminds me of there's anybody seen the South Park when Randy goes around just destroying people's yards?
No.
Just goes around destroying people's yards. Yeah, that's going to be me.
I'm surprised.
But with taters.
Taters.
Tater man struck again.
And besides Tater Man, it's me, your newfound host, David Baker. I try to make things happen around here.
The Baconator.
The Baconator. I bring the bacon, they bring the taters.
Dude, this is a meat and tater kind of company if I've seen one.
I heard that. Yeah. It's a lot of meat.
Yep.
Oh,
Wow.
gosh.
This is great.
What a great.
That's what happens when...
Hey, everybody, let's take a couple seconds to just pat ourselves on the back for that. What a pat ourselves on the neck for that great intro to one of the greatest shows ever, the TRIFLIX cast, as David put it, the greatest podcast in the greatest town in the world.
It's true.
Columbus, Indiana, baby.
Hey.
So, no guest this week. It's just the boys.
Teamcast.
Teamcast.
Until we get a girl, and then it'll be the boys and a girl. And then if there's more than that, it'd be the people.
Maybe. People. If Daniel allows us to have more people on the podcast.
Yeah. He's really kind of getting on my nerves, man. He's getting really strict with us lately.
Totally buzzkill. We were talking about podcast metrics and everything at the quarterly, and he's like, there's too many people on the podcast.
He said that.
I know.
And then he said...
It was in his presentation.
And then the thing that really got me going was he said, we have no direction. Can you believe that guy?
I know.
I think we're 3 minutes in, and I clearly know the direction we're going.
Yeah,
it's off a
for
freaking
sure.
hill.
Absolutely.
Well, we can just start at the top, guys.
From the top.
Freaking Elon got it done. Everybody
Elon.
didn't think
He
that
got
he'd be
it
able to,
done.
like he'd be able to buy it, and then they allowed him to buy Twitter.
You know, from the time we're recording this, because it's Elon just bought Twitter. However, by the time this is out, you know, he could have sold Twitter. He could have pulled out of
Couple
the
days.
Yeah.
He sold
Twitter might not even exist anymore.
It just implodes on itself.
So I haven't been following it too closely, other than he had to sell some of his shares in Tesla, and then he got some extra backing to make the funding happen, and it was
$44 billion.
at the price of how much a share? $42.69.
I don't know. I thought I don't know what it ended at, but I thought it was somewhere in the mid 55, 50.
I thought it was
something.
54.20.
It was something like that.
Yeah.
So I just think it's crazy that he. I don't know. That's a lot of money for Twitter, don't you think?
I'll tell you what. Everybody's talking about how dumb this deal is. It's the only thing The Verge is talking about right now. I don't care about any of this. I want to know, if you bought Twitter, what's the first thing you would change?
Gosh, I don't know. I mean, I don't even use it. I'd make it to where it was like this really cool app with just like a feed of like pictures.
I would take the app and I would make it cool.
No, it'd just be like it would just be like a feed of like pictures, and then maybe eventually we could like introduce video, and then like at some point maybe we could put like stories.
Stories. That's what it's missing.
Everybody needs stories.
Yep.
No, that's just Instagram.
That's exactly.
I don't know. I mean,
So
I
it's
think-
perfect already is what you're
no,
saying.
No, see, I just think I hope that Elon really goes in. I know a lot of people really hope that he doesn't do this, but I really hope he goes rogue and just unchains everybody. It's just like, say whatever you want.
Yeah.
Just,
That'd be tight.
I mean, he said that he wants to bring free speech back to Twitter, and I don't know exactly what that means, but if it is just a lawless land of Twitter, that'd be kind of funny.
Well, everybody thinks he's going to allow the man that starts with T and ends with rump back on.
Yeah, which he came out and said that he wouldn't come back on.
Oh, he did?
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
He's like, I'm not coming back on because he's got his own
He's
social
got
media. It's got
his,
truth.
Yeah. Mr. Rump's never gone back on what he said.
Which is funny because as soon as I heard it, I was like,
Trevor Rump.
Trevor Rump.
not Trevor Rump. No, as soon as I heard that he was like, I'm not coming back on, I was like, whatever. As soon as somebody's like, hey, you can come back on Twitter, like,
Dude, that's the equivalent of people saying I'm moving to Canada if something happens.
Right?
I'm just gonna do this and I'll never change my perspective again. So, David, you got anything you'd change to Twitter if you bought it? What's the first?
All my things are brewing.
Drop the W.
Just chop the W.
what?
Twitter, just
No,
drop the W if you
change
renamed
the
it.
I to an A.
Same thing.
Now all your ideas are coming out of the woodworks.
Wow, that marketing director right there.
Yeah.
I had hours in the car yesterday.
Thinking of all the names.
Well, I was listening to the Verge cast, them talk about him buying Twitter and everything, and listening to what they had to say about it, and just thinking through what I would do with it. So I had thoughts on it. I'm not a big Twitter fan, so I just don't. In the sea of social medias, like I think I've said this in the past, like it's a place for politicians and news people, reporters and stuff to go back and forth. I don't really see much use other than that.
I think it's what you make of it if you follow politics and all that stuff. That's
Home
what you're
away
going to
make
get.
it.
It's what,
Home away make it.
life's what you make it.
Oh my gosh. Took me a second, then I was like, oh, I know what that is.
I know.
Because Hannah Montana.
Yeah.
Is that the mantra they live by?
If Miley Cyrus is any life to replicate.
Yeah.
Dude,
No, the Disney version.
That's a real thing. Okay, first of all, I would add a meh button to Twitter where it's
Meh.
like I don't like it to upvote and I don't downvote. It's just like meh.
Meh.
It's like We could have done without this being posted, but
You should add like all the things in between and the extremes.
Yeah.
So like
It's
love it,
80 button.
hate it, meh.
so you just want like emoji reactions then?
No, I want to just
Because
be.
that's what all those are.
No, it should be colors and just words. I say don't even like the better it is, the more green it is,
Twitter,
and the
but
worse
with-
it is, the more red it is.
Twitter, but
Okay.
with no words.
No words. Emoji only Twitter mode.
no emojis, just colors.
I think you
and
take away the
shapes.
cap on characters.
Yeah.
Dude, imagine opening the app and it's just like a freaking the whole script of the B movie.
Whoa.
But
All right. What I would add?
so what I was
Sorry.
going to add was
Yeah.
your Hannah Montana.
Okay.
A couple of times back, I don't know, whenever last we talked about this stuff was Cole and I really like some weird humor. But it doesn't always align with the content we make for the channel, for the business, for the branding.
True.
But this stuff is interesting to us and we would love to make it. And my wife's like, why don't you just do a Hannah Montana and like do some personas online and start publishing the
Yes,
stuff that
I've
you
said
actually
this.
want that's completely off brand. And if it blows up, it blows up. And then we can, face reveal whatever, take off our Hannah Montana wigs later.
Dude, it's the neck down podcast. I'm telling you. it's just torsos.
That makes me think of the Capri Sun commercials where like there is like from like maybe the early 2000s where like drinking the Capri Sun, but like it's their navels are drinking.
Oh,
it.
that's right. I remember that.
That's the Nick Down podcast.
Look at you, so formal,
Yeah.
navel.
So I
It's a
think
belly button.
See, you would be able to tell, like, if you put that audio next to this audio for a podcast, though, we'd have to pitch shift or something to make
Yeah.
it.
Oh, but see, that would be even better. We could get like voice modulators, and then just like
Yeah.
whole time we're just like, so I saw this thing the other day.
See,
it's just all
that'd be
Bane.
perfect.
Oh, welcome to my podcast.
The Bane podcast.
Batman,
Yeah, the best Batman.
I stole your wife. Go ahead.
What?
What would you change about Twatter?
I thought it was Titter. You just
Oh boy. I don't know, an edit button. Everybody wants one of those,
yeah.
right?
That's the
Yeah,
That's like the
legitimate
boring
change.
thing that everybody actually wants.
Wow.
But I think there needs to be a time limit.
Yeah, like within
got 60
an hour.
seconds.
60 seconds?
An hour?
Yeah.
You can change so much in an
I
hour.
mean, people
Dude.
edit their Facebook posts, don't they?
See, my thing is, I would
That's
love
true.
to. I'd be the guy that like tries so hard to get like 1 million updates or whatever, right?
Well,
and then change
updates-
it to something
Okay.
like really like provocative, and then
So-
you have like 10,000 people that upvoted something very unrelated. That's what I would use it for personally,
Gosh.
and that's why I don't have a Twitter.
Yeah. I would make it
You retweet, by the way.
one, you can only edit it once. Two,
Okay.
when you edit it, people can see what it was before.
I was just, that would be.
So does it affect all the people that retweeted it though, or the subtweets and stuff?
I would say if you retweeted it before it was edited, it would stay whatever it was.
See, that's
and then
what
it
I
would
think
say
that
there's a
would
new
help.
version of this tweet and it's been edited. And
There
see,
you
like, the
go.
newest
Yeah.
one. Yeah.
Shoot, man, sounds like you got hired over
Oh
there.
man.
Wow.
He just took like the 30 people that quit this job.
Yeah. I should apply.
You'd probably get it.
Yeah. See ya.
Don't go.
Dude, you just get ready to sleep on the factory floor there.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah. Where all the tweets are made.
Dude, Elon's going to start an assembly line for tweets. He's going to mass manufacture
Yeah.
tweets.
All of the Teslas are going to run Twitter.
Okay. What constitutes
They will,
a bot?
guarantee
He
it.
said he's going to get rid of bots, right? So, like, obviously, if it's
What do you mean, what
computer
constitutes?
So like if you've seen
I don't
these
know what
like
it
where
means.
like if it's all software based and the software goes into the API and like it goes through the app and makes a message, that's the bot.
Okay.
If I make a robot that pushes buttons on a screen and sends something,
Oh my gosh.
is that still a bot? Because then I could just tell the hand to do the thing. So it's like if you really wanted to do some of this stuff, it's like where do we draw the line?
Did he
It's
say
still
like
a
what
bot.
type of bots?
See, that's the
Because
thing.
there's like meme bots that just like people
All bots.
just submit memes to it and it just tweets a meme once a day or whatever.
Yeah.
Like nobody wants those gone.
Right. But you also don't want like the 10 million bots
You
up
don't want the
voting them.
neo-Nazi bots.
Yeah,
Oh
see,
my
that's the thing, because you can say whatever you want if he's going to do the free speech thing, because then you just get
Yeah.
you pay a bot farm to up tweet the most awful thing you can,
Yeah.
or the most wholesome. Can you imagine like a dog or
That'd be
something?
fantastic.
It's the most
Just Buddy the dog.
up dudes.
And he's like, rough.
Rough day.
Buddy, go rough.
What do you think about them talking about opening it back up?
Opening what up?
The Twitter, the API used to be open source. 'Cause remember you had like TweetDeck, you had like all the other programs built on top of the API.
Right.
That built upon it.
It's not like it makes money now, so who cares?
So one thing I related to that, when you can make third-party applications for your phones, there's one called like Flamingo for Twitter. And it's really cool, and I liked it a lot when I had my Pixel phone.
Yeah.
But Twitter has like a limit on how many people can like use your third-party app.
Okay.
They call them tokens. And so like only only 100,000 people can use your Twitter app, and then nobody else can use it. Only those 100,000 people that first got to download it.
Interesting.
It's really stupid. I don't know why they do it. I hope Elon Musk will fix that.
Elon must fix my
fix
problems.
Twitter.
Fix everything, Elon.
Fix it.
Fix it.
Please, Elon.
No, I guarantee you that Twitter app coming to the Teslas.
Yeah.
That's going to
Built
be...
in. Live tweet your location.
Dude, tweet your wreck.
Battery just died on the highway. Help.
That's a bot.
Oh my gosh, it's a bot. No, he's going to ban all the Teslas.
Tesla's banned from Twitter.
Oh.
No, you watch.
Yeah.
Watch for those exceptions to come in. I don't know. It'll be interesting to see how it all plays out for sure. I just think it's crazy that somebody was able to just go in and buy a social media platform entirely.
Well, entirely is kind of
You know what I
a
mean,
stretch,
though.
but the majority shareholder where he can
Yeah.
kind of pull strings.
It's intense.
Yeah, and to be honest,
Weird.
the other people are. It seems like genuine shareholders where their investments are monetary based, not anything other than monetary.
Right.
And like it's like I have money, I put it in, give me more money by the end of the week, kind of thing. So, it's not often you see somebody with money that goes in for anything outside of money. And who's to say Elon's not in it for money? Like maybe he still is, because here's the thing: Tesla, boring company. And every other subsidiary that he owns does not advertise. But he has a Twitter with 80 million followers or whatever the heck his number is. So it's like he puts out a tweet and he can affect the entire economy because he's done it several times with random Bitcoins and saying he's going to go private with companies. So it's like he still has a monetary advantage here by controlling the thing that makes him money, because it's worth more to him than Super Bowl ads.
For sure.
So I wouldn't
talked
say
about that.
He's not altruistic, but if he does the whole free speech thing, then the enemy of my enemy is my friend. So I'm all for it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Open the doors. I'll watch it burn from far away. Okay.
Well, the last thing on that too is so the way these companies work is very strange. So with like the way free speech works is like country by country based,
Right.
regional, but the app's global. And then also with that, in the US, you have like publishing laws. And I know very little about it, but my brief understanding is like publishing laws is if you receive information and you just spread it out without any curation, then you're just like a distributor and you're not necessarily held liable for certain things that are said. But the second you start to curate and cater what can and can't be said, you're classified as a publisher.
Right.
In most forms of like text-based like newspaper journalism stuff. So it's weird because they want to be able to like abide by US law, but then they're also doing things that a publisher would do, and they want to be treated as if they aren't a publisher, because if somebody tweets something offensive, as a publisher, they're supposed to be held liable. But up to this point, Twitter's never been like sued over something somebody tweeted. Usually they go after the individual. But if you were like a CNN or Fox News or whatever, and you're a journalist and you publish something that's curated and it's wrong, usually people would go after the author as well as the media outlet that allowed it. So it's kind of weird with Twitter and Facebook and
all those publishing laws and everything are also kind of weird. And that's a lot of stuff that I think is being discussed currently legislative wise, trying to figure out all that crap. So it'll be interesting to watch it unfold. So maybe I'll become a user again.
As long as I can tweet my my cat people pics and stuff, that's all I'm there for.
What?
My cat people hybrids.
Cat people?
Yeah, Elon's supposed to be working on them. Do you guys not see those tweets? He's working
No.
on the
Cat people?
half human, half cat hybrid people
Oh, that's weird.
in a lab. You know, it's what the people wanted.
I don't know how I feel about that.
It's just a meme that he posted.
Oh.
But he did post it, and it's one of
cat
the-
people.
Yeah. Have you seen the memes he likes?
No, I don't. I don't pay that much attention to it.
Elon's in the ether, man.
It doesn't surprise me. I'm sure he's the one who bought up all of Beeple's stuff. He's like, this is my kind of art.
Yeah.
NFTs.
Do we have anything important today outside of Elon destroying or creating a universe in a box?
Not really.
No.
No.
I can talk about the thing I was working on the other day with Daniel.
What have you been working on?
We were trying to purge our storage server of all of our projects that have take up too much space.
Why do we have to do that?
Because we have a limited amount of space. Like on your phone, when you take too many photos, it'll yell at you and say that you can't take any more photos because you took too much.
Can't we just put it on the cloud?
We
technically do.
I know. The first thing that pops up is iCloud. And they're like, you need more
iCloud.
storage.
Yeah, it's true. We could pay for iCloud, but we would have to pay a lot more than you do.
Yes. Would not be $5 a month.
No.
Yeah.
This company's running real lean these days.
Yeah. So
you're kidding.
We were looking at the list, Tristan and I, and we thought it'd be a fun game for Cole to play. To guess. I don't know. What do you think? Like the top 5, maybe top 10,
top 3.
What are the top 3?
Top 3 that are different categories.
Okay, top 3 different categories.
Okay.
What are the top 3 biggest projects we've worked on that are on our server
In terms of storage
size?
Okay.
Yeah.
bonus points if you can guess within 10 gigabytes of what it is.
Oh gosh, yeah. I don't know if I'm going to be able to do that. But, shoot, you guys. Would any of it be stuff like me joining, or everything in the last 2 years?
I would say they're recent. I would say most of them are recent right now.
Here's a hint: none of them are photography.
What? Oh my gosh! No, I figured as much. Okay, and these are all client projects, stuff that's been done and been sent out.
Yeah, pick
stuff
a
that.
category. What's the top category, storage size?
That's got to be weddings.
Yeah.
Okay.
The weddings is up there.
Weddings. Yep.
I mean,
I can tell you
there's 3 to 4 cameras on each wedding. So
right. Yeah, we have so much footage from different angles of all the things on each wedding. So I'll tell you the top 4 projects on our server are all weddings. Can you?
big surprise. Well, I'm sure Galarno's in there.
Okay. Yeah, you say
we
Galarno.
shot a lot of footage that day because
It's not number 1 though.
I didn't think that it would be one. I'm trying to think about what was another that we shot a lot.
It's one you
of
would
footage.
never think of.
Really?
Yeah.
I don't remember the people's names. The backyard wedding?
Yeah, the golf cart wedding.
Yeah, the golf cart wedding.
Golf cart wedding was number 1, wasn't
Number
it?
1.
So what was
say
their
the
name?
names.
What was their name?
Do we want to say
I
the
think
name?
was it?
Last name.
Yeah, we could. Yeah, sure.
Kramer.
Yeah, the Kramer wedding. That's right. Yes.
Okay.
So I don't know. That one was probably 800 or 900 gig.
Maybe when we were rendering it out.
Yeah.
But
Okay.
it's 359 gigabytes for just that
So
project.
how many gigabytes does your phone have?
Yeah.
Yeah. Right.
Mine's
Just put that in perspective for most people.
Well, it would fit on mine.
Is it on your phone?
I have
Barely.
512.
Barely.
Barely
It
fit on
wouldn't.
your
I mean, I don't think it would with the stuff I
So
have
you
on
said-
there.
You said Galarno, and that one's number 3 on the server, and that's 335 gigabytes. So
Okay.
everyone.
Oh wow! So the middle one
Yeah.
is really close.
What's the next category after weddings? 'Cause obviously those are high up.
The next category would be behind the scenes
Makes sense.
Yep.
of something we've done.
That's probably behind the scenes of. Hold on, I'll get it out. The
best-
Vitalian.
Yeah.
I knew that one. I worked on that one. I know how much footage is on that
There's
one.
hours and hours that we made
That
Daniel
one-
scrub through.
It's got to be I don't know. It's got to be in the 3 digits.
Right? Yep. It is 307 gigs.
Yeah.
So
So
here's the thing: we got a process down the other day that David went through and was able to find which projects were the biggest, and then I worked with Daniel to get a process to like reduce the size. There's little tips and tricks that you can do to make your files smaller for your server, and we ended up like reducing the entire server by like 10% within like just a handful of hours, because we were at like what, 12 terabytes used?
We were at like 15
terabytes.
almost
Okay.
16, I think.
So 12,000 gigabytes.
Real
Yeah,
fast. Yeah, I was gonna say
12,000.
real fast. Go ahead and give us the stats here.
So our server can hold up to 21,000 gigabytes or 21 terabytes, because 1,000 gigs is 1 terabyte.
For the marketers.
Yep, for everybody who wants to really dupe them out. So we're using like 60%. No, we were using like 80% of the server, and that's just over the past year. I think we maybe doubled
Yeah.
everything that we have.
I guarantee it.
Yeah.
Yeah, and I mean, we've done a couple projects with the Ronin, but we haven't done like huge projects with the Ronin, and that's gonna exponentially push our storage.
We shot for like 30 seconds with our new cinema camera, and we were like 100 gigabytes after like 30 seconds. So it's
a lot.
Yeah, it's insane. But that's like 6K or 4K 120, depending on like, it was one or the other. And then also whether or not using like RAW and all the compressed codecs and stuff. So we've optimized it. I don't think we'll fill up that fast, but yeah.
I'll have you guess one more.
Okay.
So there's one more that's right after the behind the scenes for Vitalian. Can you guess what it would be?
Oh, another behind the scenes?
It's not behind the scenes. It's a completely different category out of all of them.
Okay, I just want to make sure. Different category out of all of them. The podcast upgrade room video?
Mm-mm.
Okay.
Nope.
Man, I've gotten most of them.
You're doing pretty good.
Guess a category.
Guess a category?
Maybe easier to narrow down there.
Well, I know it's not a podcast. I know what those are.
Well,
The one right after it is a podcast, actually.
so that's the
Sandwich.
thing. Before, we used to record
that's
to
right.
all the cameras. We didn't record everything
Forgot
to like
about
one
that.
location. So we
Right.
would have like 4 cameras going for like 2 hours sometimes.
True.
Yeah.
So the one I'm guessing though is not a
No,
podcast.
this is not a podcast.
But okay. I got you. There's a couple that are up there. What else do we do? Would it be the car shoot?
That's actually what I thought it was.
Is I don't know if I can see it on here.
The Audi shoot?
I don't know
Let's
what the
see.
next one is.
Because I know we had
No.
multiple.
It'll make you sad.
It'll make me sad.
Yeah.
What is it?
It's the shoot.
Oh.
Why are we letting that take up server space?
Thank you.
It's in the abandoned project folder.
Okay. Well, I think it's time to abandon that all the way to the trash can.
Do you want to guess how big it is?
Please tell us.
No, hold on.
280. That's my guess. 420.
Yeah, I'll go in the middle. 345.
You said 345.
Yeah.
Tristan was the closest.
280.
He was over, and it was 267.
Gosh.
Dude, we shot a ton of footage for that, too.
Let me just throw a disclaimer in there as well. I am not saying to delete it because I have hurt feelings or because I'm upset with this client or person. It has
We can
nothing
bleep
to
it.
do with that. This is just one of those things where, it's footage that we have sent and we provided to the client, and everything
Yeah.
has been taken care of.
Yeah.
So, but it is something that doesn't need to live on the server.
Yeah.
I'll bleep it just to avoid any.
Yeah, we'll save that for the Hannah Montana podcast.
Yeah.
But this is, the whole reason we're having this discussion, because these guys took care of this, is because at the end of the day, we are trying to allocate money in the correct spots in the company. And David came to us and said, hey, the server's filling up, and you have 2 options. You purge or you purchase more storage.
Yeah.
Which, how big are our drives currently? Like each separate drive?
8.
So we have 8 terabyte drives, and we have
24 total.
4 of them.
And it drops down to 21.
Yeah, we have it set up so if one of them dies, that we don't lose all of our data. So we have a little bit less than 24 total.
And
So how much does an 8 terabyte drive cost?
What did it cost?
They're like they were more expensive, like $225 a piece, and I
Yeah.
think they're lower now to like $150. But we can go up to 32 total, not usable, but total terabytes. I think because we can do a 8x6.
Oh, we're using 4 drives right now. We can add in 4 more, so we can double our space.
Okay.
But
So
then we're at the limit.
But here's
They're
the
a couple
thing.
$100 a piece. Yeah, we're like $220, $215. So
And the problem isn't we can't afford it or whatever. Like we can't. Like
not
we
the
want to. We want to
question.
put the money somewhere else. The
Yeah.
problem is we want to get a process enabled where we can keep things as loose. Because if you get in the habit of just throwing money at all your problems, eventually it's
You
like,
run
all
out.
right, what happens once we fill the next 24 terabytes and the next 24?
Right.
Whenever we could have been reducing if we spent like 3 hours, a month or whatever it is, and we could be reducing it by like 10% each session.
It's like those trash compactor trash cans, like at Chick-fil-A. You throw all your trash in there, and then it goes. And like, if it doesn't do that, you can't fit nearly as much trash in.
Yeah,
It's true.
It was full of empty water bottles, and we just smushed them down.
yeah.
So
I mean, these are the things, though. Like, I think this great lessons. Like, these are the things as a small company. I mean, even as big companies, it's about running efficiently and being smart where you allocate resources.
the client's like, "Well, I pay you by the hour. You come here and shoot, and you go back and edit, and it only took you 4 hours. I don't understand where all the money goes." It's like
it is silly to think about. Like, have you guys ever just considered the amount of data that we just roll through on a day-to-day basis?
I'm numb to it now. I don't know.
Well, it's just sometimes I see it, and it's just like a lot of times you're just like, I do my job, I'm moving files, I'm doing all the things, and sometimes I just stop for a second and think about how much I just rolled through. Like, I'm like, oh, my XQD was almost full, the card for the Nikon, and you're just like, that's almost 120 gigabytes, and that was just for a couple days work.
Well, I remember being in high school, and I would like find somebody's thumb drive in the computer lab and be like, oh my gosh, it's a 32 gigabyte thumb drive. It's amazing. How could you fill up that much space? And it's like, I can't even like fit like a couple videos of what we shoot on that.
Yeah.
Like, not even one really.
Yeah.
It's intense. And I mean, that was the thing too. I was like, oh, Apple comes out with a terabyte, iPhone, and you're like, who would ever need that?
Well, that was before they added like the raw whatever.
Well, that's why they did it.
Yeah.
They didn't come out with the terabyte until they added ProRes. And now I've transferred, probably at least 100 gig worth of ProRes this year.
Yeah.
Which, Apple, if you're listening, which I doubt you are, but still, please make it so I can transfer a file through a cord or something.
Yeah.
I had to sit there and transfer those files the other day, all video files, through AirDrop, 5 at a time. And there were like 30 files.
So backwards.
Oh,
I know. It's like, thanks, Apple.
Can't make a device compatible with other devices. How silly.
Yeah, right.
Yeah. The EU's getting onto them.
I saw
Did you see
that.
USB-C,
I'm like, give me
baby.
USB-C,
I bet they're going to
baby.
find a way around it.
They
will.
Yeah.
They will. Where
We'll
it's
ship
going
an
to be,
adapter
it's
in
going
the
to be
box.
MagSafe or something stupid where it's like,
Yeah.
well, it's USB-C, but it only charges at a certain rate with our ports. But if you
It'll be
could do it
USB
the
2.
slow port, like they're gonna do some sort of software limitation if you don't use their specific chargers.
Yeah.
No, you know what they'll do? They'll make a case, and you put the phone in the case, and it's lightning, and then at the other side of the case is a plug-in for USB-C. You watch.
Dude, they're gonna do
gross.
something
Because they
dumb.
can make money. They're like, oh, you pay $30 for, probably $60 for a case that changes you over so that you can stick with the standards.
And you can have an option to buy an iPhone that comes with that case for like an extra $30 or whatever. Probably 50. They're probably gonna make it expensive.
No, that's what I mean. Yeah, it'll be
Yeah.
expensive for sure.
Yeah, you're gonna pay for one that USB-C. It's not free.
So I want to talk about this. I'm moving on.
boring.
I'm done.
We this is all company stuff. It's a good one.
Company
Tristan
cast.
and I last week, right? Yeah.
Yeah.
All the weeks are blending together.
No, that's last week. You're
Last week, Tristan and I left and went on a trip.
We left
to
our wives.
4 different cities. Ran off together. Pretty much. But no, so we went to 4 different cities. We went to Fort Wayne, Louisville, Lexington, and St. Louis.
Wow.
And we did that over a 4-day span. And he and I went and we just took all the equipment, packed it in my car, and we shot interview videos.
Road trip.
You guys were gone?
A little bit. A little bit.
He didn't even notice. He's like, it's a little less bong in here today.
Wait, Daniel and I got so much work done last week.
Whatever. I looked at the cameras. I don't even think you were in.
No, I wasn't at all.
I didn't think so. But it was super cool. We were really pumped. It was the fun thing was we had a lot of clients who reached out, like especially real estate clients who were wanting shoots and things. And I'm like, I'm out of town. And usually it's to go see my kids in Florida. And so they were like, oh, on vacation. I was like, actually, I'm getting paid to go work and shoot. And they were like, oh, well, congratulations. Like, it's a big deal for us.
Yeah.
So it's cool. Accommodations, all the things were taken care of.
Yeah.
And
best lighting, best...
It turned out
audio.
so good. And that's like, the cool thing was, I think, like, the trip was a culmination of the time and effort that the team has been putting into growing the company. And then you could see like us taking those resources and allocating them towards equipment and processes and just general, just like growing the business in a better direction. Mm-hmm. And it just like things came together. We had the tools that we needed, and everything turned out great.
Yeah.
I mean, everything that went not according to plan was out of our hands.
Well, and then the thing too was like anything that we could take advantage of, we did. So on our first shoot, it took us like maybe an hour and a half to set up. And then I asked him for a notepad and just wrote down everything that we had because we knew the next 4 shoots would be identical. Mm-hmm. And then every shoot after that, they're like, hey, we're running really late. You have like 30 minutes to set up. So we were able to start setting up in a third of the time. And we could not have done that if we didn't have, like, I had my tape measure, I always carry with me, and we had everything measured out. So we could just rip through a third of the time. And every shot at all locations were identical in framing. And I think probably lighting, with the exception of like if there was a separate window that was shining in or something like that, like something we didn't have control over.
Yeah.
And had we, had the extra 30 minutes to set up, like we allocated, we could have worked around it too.
Yeah. Well, the only thing was at that last location, we had like a giant glass wall with a bunch of windows behind it.
That one actually matched better. It was the one where we had 20 minutes to set up and 10 minutes to shoot. That was the only one that was overexposed.
We were in the kitchen.
Yep. And we shot in the kitchen twice, I think. Once, almost twice. Yeah.
We got to shoot in like giant open spaces, and then all of a sudden we get to the third location and they're like, hey, we have this little room that you're going to shoot in, and it was literally like their break room.
Yeah.
I've got a bunch of pictures and stuff. I want to put together a little recap. I actually shot a little bit of video myself as well, like 4 a.m. the day we left.
Oh, really?
And then I think you were like in the shower, and I shot a little video, not of you, but
slide it under the door.
Hey, what do you have to say about the trip, man?
That'll do it.
We ate good.
What was your favorite part, food wise?
You know what's funny is like I thought the first meal was the best, the one in Cincinnati.
At Chili's?
No.
Or Applebee's?
Oh, sorry. No. That was on our way out of Fort Wayne.
Okay. What was the first one?
It was at the Goose and something. Remember? I had the duck.
First one?
Yeah.
For real, man. That one was good.
It was so good.
Yeah.
You got the burger.
Yeah. It was Goose something.
Yeah, I forget. It was. We tried to find a different place every city we went to.
Yeah.
And we stayed in Cincinnati in between Fort Wayne and going to Lexington because, it was like a 4 or 5 hour drive. And I was like, yeah, let's break it up so that we're not dead.
So you tried to find like local places?
Yes.
Hole in wall. Try to find.
Dude, tell them about Louisville.
Is that Game?
Yeah.
Dude, Game's my favorite part.
I know.
We got a souvenir from Game. It's a nice little bottle of Cap Morgan gingerbread spiced rum.
Which I did not know existed.
Nah, nobody knew it existed. I don't think the waiter knew it existed.
No, he didn't.
So
his face was hilarious.
This Game place is absolutely crazy because I could find the photo, but here's the thing.
It's in Louisville, just so you guys know.
It's super close if you're listening from Columbus, the greatest city in the world, on this amazing podcast. And their food is so foreign. The only way I think they get it is they hit these animals with cars, and it's just like it's all roadkill, and that's the only way they could get it here this cheap.
Dude, did we not tell you about this?
No.
I waited.
I love it.
So they have like burgers of all different types of meat from all over the world. However, we wanted to try them all, and they offer them in little meatballs, right? So we ask for one of everything, and the kitchen in the back starts to lose it because we got one of Angus meatball, standard, right? Bison, a little less common, but you can still get it here.
Yeah.
Rabbit, bunny, dry aged. So like all these are pretty standard. And then we get into duck, elk, kangaroo, camel, venison, wagyu, and wild boar.
Wild boar.
Dude,
Okay.
all these like weird. I mean, like, sure, you could get like most of the stuff here at like a very specialized place, but this place had everything. Plus, you got Australia, you got the Middle East, you got a duck.
Duck isn't that. I mean, it's weird to have it in a meatball form, but like I had a duck leg like the first night. So
Yeah. Well, we had the whole zoo in our bellies by the time we were done.
that's what we were talking about. We were like, I literally was sitting there at one point. I look at Tristan. I was like, dude, think about all these animals that have probably never met each other, and like they're all in my stomach at the same time.
That's a way to think about it. Yeah.
I don't know. They had good margaritas.
Dude, they were good.
Yeah.
Dude, their drinks were good. I had the best whiskey I've ever had in my life there. It was like a Jameson. No, it was like a Jameson, but like less watery. It like had more flavor to it.
Okay.
It wasn't branches. It was something else.
I don't know.
Something else.
Because we were, I mean, of course, like we're in Kentucky. Like it was like, dude, hook us up. I mean, I don't.
I
partake,
wanted
but
the flavor of the location.
Yeah.
And then afterwards, he's like, "Do you want some more whiskey?" And like, he had some other options. I was like, honestly, I kind of want something a little easier. And I was like, "You got any rum?" And he like looks around. This kid was a go-getter. Like he was on it the whole time.
He was awesome. Didn't he say what he went to like school for like neuroscience?
Yeah, and he got burnt out.
Yeah, he was like, eh.
Yeah, he's like, I couldn't fit in with the people. Like, had nothing to do with the education. He was a smart kid.
Smart dude, like really smart guy. It was funny because Tristan almost offered him a job.
I was
just like,
thinking about
hit me
it.
up, man. Like he was just like, let me know.
He's like always looking for other opportunities, is what he said.
yeah.
So he runs to the back, and I'm talking to Cole. And I was like, I bet they don't have anything. And we look over, and he's behind the counter holding up a bottle with a phone in his hand, only, I assume, calling the manager at the time to ask if he could give out a bottle of whatever this was. We couldn't see. He comes over, he's like, talk to the manager. You guys want some spiced gingerbread rum? And we're like, is that a thing? And he's like, I don't know. If you wanted rum, I got rum. This is all we got.
He was
from
laughing too.
the Christmas party. I was like, oh, okay. And he's like, you want anything with it? I was like, what do you got? He's like, Coke. So it was actually really good. If you ever find some gingerbread spiced
This is
rum,
limited
Coke.
edition.
It was it
On the top.
at
Look,
the top right there.
I just read that.
So this is our one souvenir that we got from our little campaign with
It was the
with Bone
waiter's
Dry.
idea. He was like, "You guys want to take it because it's like a souvenir?"
Yeah.
He was so cool. He was so nice. Like, he was definitely the best waiter we had the entire trip.
Which was hard to beat because some of them were really good too. But
I was thoroughly impressed with
Yeah.
pretty much everywhere we went.
Yeah, I mean, again, just on work ethic alone, like he was a go getter, and I admire that, especially whenever you're.
Yeah.
I wouldn't say it was a dead end place. It wasn't like a super. He didn't have to work that hard, basically, but he just really went above and beyond. And it's like I like finding people like that.
Yeah.
So
Yeah. Anyways, outside of the food, though, I mean, all encompassing together, the trip was great. It was, like I said, it felt like another stepping stone, towards another level.
No, we haven't done anything like that before. Yeah.
No, we haven't. So, I mean, it was a big deal, and we had everything we needed. That was the beauty of it. Like we had taken, the money that we've worked very hard for the last couple months and just tried to reallocate into new gear. And I mean, it's been painful. Don't get me wrong. You feel like you turn around on every job and it's like, oh, there's this we need now. And, we're really trying to be smart about how we spend our money. And it just felt like in that moment, it all paid off.
So what's everybody's favorite gear that we've recently acquired that's been so painful to get?
I mean, favorite piece?
Yeah, like what's the thing that you are most like, you feel like it makes either the biggest difference or the thing you just like using the most now as opposed to what we had prior?
I gotcha. I mean, next to the Ronin, I think the Ronin 4D is one of those like top level things.
Yeah.
But the only thing is I'm only going to have my hands on it like so often.
At a wedding in like a couple weeks.
Yeah. Which it was ultra intuitive when I used it the other day.
Yeah.
I felt very at home very quickly, and I was like, okay.
Yeah.
So kudos to them.
The new cinema camera.
Yeah.
What else?
But definitely, like, very quickly behind that is definitely the Rode NTG5, the our new shotgun mic.
Oh yeah.
Like, if there's one thing, like, I know we've been able to produce a very clear, good picture, sometimes color grade, you know, Tomato Man.
Tomato Man.
Tomato Man.
Or Blue Duck.
Sorry,
Yeah.
Gosh. So it's like, I know that we can produce the image, and we've done that with the Nikons. Like, all of that has gone very well, and we've had nothing but issues with audio.
Yep.
Between the lavs, the wireless, you know, mics, the
Comica can go screw it, man. Dude,
Wow.
they just had they advertised such a good product, and it worked really well for like 6 weeks.
Yeah, it didn't last.
No, it was just such a poorly designed, honestly.
It's the
it just
opposite
was.
of a sponsor, because that's them.
An
For us.
unsponsor.
a dropper.
A drop.
But we have not got to use we just bought the DJI mics. Those came in. If you guys follow us on Instagram, you saw we were super pumped on that.
Yeah.
That's a big deal, because we're really hoping that will help bridge that gap again, where we're having the issues with the Comicas.
Well, we had the Rode NTG. Our new shotgun mic is replacing the Deity D3 Pro, and then
Don't even speak of that
and
word.
then our DJI mic, because that's just what it's called, replaces the Comica. So a year ago, we invested in better audio, or what we thought at the time was better audio, and it turns out
It was a mistake.
It was a horrible mistake.
Oh my gosh.
So for you, it's clearly just the audio in general.
It is because, I mean, for me, it's a big deal. That's why, like, I monitored audio while we were on the trip, and don't get me wrong, I'm not an expert by any means. Like, there's still things that I'm learning, but I know what I hear. Yeah. And the clarity of the new Rode mic has just been absolutely insane. It needs very little EQ. Now, of course, we were in pretty controlled environments, so that makes a difference. But
we tested the noise isolation is really good too, since it's a directional mic.
Yeah, no, true. But it's just one of those things. Like, it's been my biggest gripe with all the tech that we have for the company. It's my biggest pain point. Yeah. And now I feel like we're finally to that point where it's like the things are coming together on the audio side. Yeah. And I'm very happy about that. And I am really looking forward to bringing an amazing audio game to the 48-hour film this year.
Didn't we shoot the D3 Pro last one on a boom?
We did, yes.
Yeah.
But the problem was we got to do no post-processing. Yeah. So even though, I mean, we were using a decent mic, the problem is like it needed EQ. It just did. Yeah. And we had a lot of background noise. So it was one of those things where
we shot a directional mic at a subject with a water fountain behind him.
Yeah, that was a big one.
See, that's what happens whenever you shoot and you let the director decide the angle. Because you're like, hey, all right, director, what do you want? And you're like, this is the shot, because it looked so good. Yeah. And then you don't take a critique from the audio guy who's like, hey, all I hear is water. So, sorry.
There would have been ways to avoid it, but with the equipment we had at the time, we didn't have anything. So, to add to that, I know we haven't gotten to use them like you said, but the DJI mics, I'm very excited for them, because they fix a lot of the issues that we've had with our previous equipment. Which were the Comica
Boom XDs,
blah blah,
or XUs, one or the other. One's
stupid.
One's radio frequencies.
X-Lame.
The droppers.
Yes. So like the wireless
gives me so much
microphones,
anxiety.
Yeah. They're like fancy walkie-talkies. You put the little box on the person you want to record, and it talks to the box that's far away from them, and that actually records the audio. But with the Comicas, they would cut out all the time, because walkie-talkies cut out, and these are just like really high-end walkie-talkies, basically.
Our walkie-talkies worked better than the Comicas.
I know, which is so sad.
You're like, come on now. Like, I just need audio to get from point A to point B, and it's like, oh wait, it's in a pocket, or like
Yeah.
someone waved their hand in front of it and it
The
cuts
wind
out.
went the wrong way.
Yeah, right.
And so the audio would cut out, and it'd be like if somebody's talking and like I don't know, like they would be saying something, and then all of a sudden you know it doesn't really make any sense because it sounds like that.
Yeah.
And I was doing that intentionally for the recording.
I was scared.
Something's broken.
Something broke.
David, fix it.
I thought it was
so-
smart. I was like,
Thank you.
yeah. No, I was like, yeah, mute it.
Yeah.
Show the people.
Show the people how irritating that is. And there's no way to get the audio back where it cuts out.
She gone.
She gone.
Yeah.
And
The way you said it.
She
gone.
where's
she at?
And so these DJI mics, they did the smart thing. And so in the little box that goes on the person, it records the audio to itself. And it's like 8 gigabytes of space or something. And that's a lot for audio. If you record 8 gigabytes of audio, that's like, I don't know, how many
Gosh, I don't think
songs did like the 8 gig iPod first store? It's like that much.
A
Like
lot.
It's so many hours. And so like you're guaranteed to have all of your audio if it cuts out with the box that's supposed to be receiving it far away. And so this is that extra layer of protection. And that we need it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm very happy that we have that now.
So I'm house shopping right now.
Oh, yeah.
Right. And sometimes you gotta throw an A, B, the pro cons between the two. If you had the house and you got your little checklist, and you're like, I want a brick house, but it's in the middle of like, it's the worst house possible. Everything about it's bad. And then you have a perfect house, and the only thing wrong with it is it's not brick. It's like you go with the one that's mostly perfect, because what's one thing checked off the list? Here's my problem with the DJI mics. That's a downgrade from our Comicas, and it's not anything to do with the software, because Lord knows the Comicas are terrible at that. It's actually the mounting fixtures for the lav mics, because we bought the Comicas for this use case where the lav mics plug into the those little boxes David was talking about, the transmitters on the person, and they have a separate clip that clips in so that if somebody pulls on it, it doesn't come out. It's fine now, because the reason we originally needed that function was because we didn't have a way to see the audio levels and to know when things go in and out.
Right.
And with the Comicas, we usually shot solo, so nobody was monitoring it, even though it had the capability to monitor the audio. And it was nice to have that safety. If it popped out, we didn't have to can a take, because the chances of that happening are really low. And the new DJIs, somebody can monitor it super easy. So even if it pops out, we can just call cut. We can redo it. It's a feature I loved about them, but basically the only feature I loved about them. So for that reason, it's like, whatever. You know what? If it's 99% perfect, then I'm not going to complain about it, because it's not really even an issue. It's kind of a preemptive
quality of life.
Yeah.
One less thing to worry about.
Yeah.
I mean, it's just like the backup recording, right?
Yes.
It's one of those things where like you should never need it, but it's good if it's there.
Yeah.
Like,
Yep.
So like an airbag.
Yeah. I hope
Like an
never
airbag.
use the
I hope I never need it, but you're glad it's there when it is.
So I think for me, it's gonna be those aperture lights, man. Those things are insane.
Oh, those
that's
are
true.
wonderful.
That's
Dude,
a close,
People do not understand, and by people I mean me, like 2 weeks ago before we started shooting with them. It's a little longer than that, but growing up, everybody's like, it's not about the gear you have, it's about how you use it, and you use it to the like, if you're shooting a Blair Witch Project, you want a shaky handheld cam, you don't want a cinema camera. And if you're shooting Marvel movies, you want the extra fidelity and make things look super crisp. And if you're shooting like Batman or like what was the Expendables, like you want something that's a little more agile, so you can get like shaky. It's not smooth motion. Like everything's really gritty and fast paced, Save It Private Ryan type of stuff.
Yeah.
And like the thing is with our lights, they're awesome because we can shoot a lot more. We have a lot more options than what we can do now with them. And before, I had to like really cater to what our lighting capabilities were.
Yes.
And now it's like, all right, you got the cinema camera, so you can do way more types of footage with it, because you can shoot rigid, you can shoot, because the cinema camera, you shoot rigid, you can shoot smooth with the lights. We can shoot low light, we can shoot outdoors, and we can expose to match whatever the sunlight is now. These lights are insane. We have RGB, so if we want to like do a fire scene, even though we don't have fire, we're in a place we can't light fire, it's like, all right, we'll throw a light on and set flicker and set it to red and yellow.
So it has a fire mode.
Yeah. Like there's these
you don't
all these
even-
functions. Like, oh, we need a cop car. Well, my friend's got a cop car. It's like, all right, well, bring him over. He'll be here in 4 hours. It's like, all right, whip the light out, set it on cop car mode. And it's like it's insane how much more creativity you get. And it's like I don't know about creativity, but you're able to get the same result quicker.
Yes.
And our lighting just looks insanely better too. Like the way people's faces look, because the color accuracy of the lights is like in the 94-95%. A light bulb in the sun are 100%, and then like the lights inside your house are usually like 70 to 85 depending on quality. So these lights are super close to just being fire, light bulb, sun accurate, and that's pretty cool.
They'll blind you too.
Yeah, I did. I got
Yeah.
15 minutes of temporary blindness.
Oh my gosh.
I turned them all on at the same time by mistake while looking towards them. Big mistake, because I
Yeah.
didn't anticipate them to be this bright. And then for the next 15 minutes, every time I would close my eyes or open them, I could see, like, if you ever look at like an LED panel, they have like little LED diodes, like the
Yeah.
little circles. Every time I would close my eyes, I could see those circles, and they would not go away. I would look down a hallway, and there were just circles in the hallway. So
That's scary.
It was terrifying. I was like, oh, well, it's not like a killer grade before, but it's going to be even harder now.
Yeah.
Lighting is a big deal. I mean, that's the funny thing is you don't think about how much all of it matters, because a lot of people think of the end product and it's like, it's a video. You point your phone at it and you do this stuff. And I'm not saying there's not, again, Tristan reiterated, like there's applications for all of the technology that exist. And yes, there is a point of diminishing returns. Like if we were buying high-end airy lights that were, you know what I mean? It's like, yeah, they'd be cool. And they'd work, but for the production that we're doing, it would be a full waste of money. It's like buying $100,000 camera. Like it doesn't make sense.
Yeah.
But
we could get 5 aperture lights for the price of 1 airy light, which is cool.
It's huge.
Eventually we will get one. Or basically it's a floodlight where like you can be inside a house, and outside the house you put up one light, face it towards the window that's like lighting your scene, and it's pitch black outside. You shine that light through it, and all of a sudden your interior now looks like daylight coming through. And it's like, that will be awesome one day when we can do it. But for now, if we want a day shot, we shoot during the day.
Right. Which, you know, production level wise, like we have the ability to do all those things, you know. Okay, we'll wait a day. You know what I mean? Or whatever. Or plan ahead and shoot at the times we need to, reshoot the next day, whatever it is. But I think the lights were one of those things that I didn't expect to make as big of a difference, which I think you know this. I think I pushed back a little bit on like cost and stuff. I was like, but does it make sense right now?
Well, that's why I bought them.
This is true. Yet to be acquired by the company.
It's all good, man. Everybody's going to be using them as long as we're taking care of them. Which, again,
We have been.
Well, sort of. They already broke. The lights are working.
They're broken?
The soft boxes that came with them for free.
Oh, yeah.
Well,
They busted on our shoot this on Bone Dry. The stitching on them was too poor for the elastic that was like. It's weird, but basically there's a rod that holds everything together in compression with some elastic, and the stitching that holds it all together just ripped through. It's like imagine wearing pants and your belt loop falls through. It's like, oh, these are real nice pants, but one of the loops doesn't work.
Yeah, which eventually,
You
like,
could
we
still
need
wear
to.
'em.
Yeah, I mean, eventually we need to probably. I mean, something that comes with that for free like that, they're not going to be of insane quality. So all things to consider for future shoots, but they've made a huge difference. I will completely agree with you there. Like I said, I'm excited for us to have the opportunity to make the next short film and put all these things to the test in a vision that is ours specifically. But I mean, as of right now, like stuff that we're pumping out is looking better and better every day, and I'm proud of us for sure.
Yeah.
I mean, that was the idea, right? We've talked about it. Get better. It's about shooting, learning, getting better on the next one, and applying everything to the next shoot. And we've done that very well.
Oh my gosh, Tristan's eating a mint. I can't believe anybody would do that.
Why would you
the microphone?
eat on a podcast?
Well,
No, I'm good.
No, yeah, I'll take one.
You just got done telling me that you don't eat those. I don't eat peppermints. I'm David. I don't eat peppermints.
I do it. Socially, I'll eat them.
Well,
Okay, what's you guys want to throw one more thing in there? What do you want to talk about?
Talking about drawbacks of buying all this expensive stuff and the things that are going right with them. The Ronin 4D or cinema camera weighs way more than your small child.
Oh yeah.
Way more. I think it's an 8-pound rig, but with like the lenses and like the batteries and stuff, it's close to 10.
It's got to be.
So we looked around and we found, I think I was watching a video of somebody doing some lighting techniques, and he had a cinema camera that was heavy, and he took his hands off of it and it just floats in the air. And I was like, how's it floating? And he has like this little wire that comes in front of him, and then on his back he has a backpack with an arm that comes out in front. I don't know how else to describe it other than a backpack with an arm.
I was gonna say, does it have a technical term, or it's not like
not that I know of.
It's not like an easy rig, or I don't remember.
I think it's called a Flycam is the brand I have, but I don't know if there's like a colloquial term for that for the non-brand. Like, you know, Band-Aid is a brand, but everybody knows what a Band-Aid is. Tissue, same thing. I don't know if there's a colloquial term for it, but what it does is you have a counterweight in the back, and it you can tighten it or loosen it so that it allocates the right amount of weight to make your camera weightless. You know, if you have a 10-pound camera, you set it to 10 pounds on the back, you can take your hands off and the camera just floats. So we went ahead and purchased that because our first shoot, I had so much shoulder pain for the next like 12 hours where I couldn't sleep. And at one point, I don't know if it was prior or after that shoot, but I woke up at like 3 or 4 a.m. and my wife's a real light sleeper, and I just sit straight up and I'm just like, and she's like, what's wrong? I was like, my shoulder, it's in a lot of pain. She's like, we need to go to the doctor. I was like, no. And then I just like pass out and fall over. And she's just like, okay. Like I just cold sweat, just wake up and pass back out. And so
dang, I didn't.
The problem with this is like we've been shooting with things that are close in weight, but not this much. Usually it's like a 5-pound rig, but the extra 3 pounds, and you're basically doing a bicep curl the whole time, holding this up, and you're locking your shoulders in, and it's just so much strain on your back, your arms, your shoulders, whenever you're doing that for like an 8-hour wedding, or in our case, the real trigger was a house shoot that we were there for about 4 hours.
Yep.
So you throw in an extra 3 pounds, you've reduced the time by 2-3 hours, and by the end of it, it's like, I'm in a ton of pain. Let's order some more toys. And since then, the camera is amazing to use again.
Yes. I mean, we haven't got to use it on a shoot yet.
Yeah, that's true. We have not.
Not with the backpack.
Well, that's where we get into, like, be careful, expensive house mode.
That's what I'm worried about. We've got a couple house shoots that are coming up that we're going to use it on, and we're talking, like, big money houses. And this thing is like a giant arm that sticks over your head and pokes out another like foot or two from your face.
You gotta be careful. You take your eye out, right, David?
It did whack David in the face.
Yeah, it almost. ER almost had to be a fun trip to go to.
Nah, we got Band-Aids.
True, very true. We got
Finally.
Band-Aids,
adhesive
Kleenex,
cotton,
all you need.
adhesive cotton,
and if you super glue. And if you're ever just walking through Columbus and you just happen to be close to Washington and 7th, and you just need you a water or a Kool-Aid or a soda. We've got plenty of them.
Yeah, we do. Why do we have so many?
Why do we have so many? I really would like to know.
Well, we did our first event where we set up a booth, and we had all our cameras sitting out, and we were there to support the Keller Williams opening of the Trafalgar office. And we shoot for a lot of their agents, and so they're like, hey, you guys should come. So we set up a booth, had all our cameras. We had this cool video that'll probably be out by the time you're listening to this, that shows all of our capabilities, and they're all shots from us. It's a super clean, very well done video. I'm very proud of the team for this.
Yep.
And so we had a TV and a generator and set everything up. Looked really nice. There's a couple more things we'd like to do, but it was our first run. And the event coordinator told us there would be 300 to 400 people that should come through.
Yep.
And so I told Tristan that, and he was in charge of getting drinks, because we had no time to put together merch or something that we would hand out, and put a little more thought into it. So we were like, oh, we'll just, it's going to be a hot day. We'll have like waters and sodas and things. And so Tristan went to Sam's Club and bought a bunch of that stuff, and he got enough for probably 300 or 400 people.
Yeah, we had about,
which I get. I
think we probably had about 200 plus water bottles, maybe 130 sodas and 130 drink, like Capri Suns.
Yeah.
And we gave away one Capri Sun. Oh, and then I also got some canned margaritas. I don't think anyone took a soda. We ended up giving out like 6 or 7 of the canned margaritas that were just supposed to be for us, but people saw them, they liked them. I was like, yeah, sure, why not?
Yeah, they were all other vendors. So,
and then maybe like 5 to 10 water bottles. So basically, we have a good 500 to 600 drinks in our office right now, and nowhere to put them.
Everything is here and stacked up, and I put some in the fridge, so they're cold and they're ready. So feel free,
Stop on by.
Yeah, they're free. So, okay, that's all I got.
Yeah, take one. All right, I don't want like
Well, it's only one at a time.
7-Eleven
Yeah.
stopping by, and they're like, "Oh, we'll take them all."
Yeah, we're not that generous.
Is there anything else that we can rip on real quick? Oh, I was watching this comedian. I got a question for you guys.
What?
I got a question.
I'm scared.
All right. Now, I'm a married man, but I don't know anything about this. I've never asked. I have a sister and a mom. Never asked. I just assume things growing up. You guys know what a pad is?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Of the feminine hygiene?
The feminine hygiene pad.
Yes.
In your mind, how would you think you apply a pad?
I don't.
I'm pretty sure that the backing on it sticks onto the underwear.
Yeah. No, I totally didn't think that was how it happened. I thought it was like
What did you think?
I thought it was like one of those large adhesive Band-Aids. Getting back on the Band-Aids here. And I thought it was cotton in the middle with like the adhesive around the perimeter.
outside?
And I thought you just take it and you just face it towards yourself and you just place it down to help out. I had no idea.
You're facing us out.
Yeah, I think we're done here.
So a comedian asked the audience, and like half the audience of dudes thought that was how they replied.
Oh.
And I had to ask my wife, I was like, how do they actually work? So now I know.
Wow.
I can't tell if I'm cool because I
don't know, man.
Well, you have how many little ladies?
3 little ladies.
Oh, yeah. You better know. Just to be helpful.
Yeah, I'm out.
Yeah.
Okay, well, on that note, let's seal this thing up.
All right. Tristan, take us out.
All right, guys and ladies and animals and Elon Musk. If you guys enjoyed this podcast, we appreciate any way that you could like, share, tell your dog about it, whatever. If you want to hire some people for some cool media stuff, hit us up, TRIFLIX.com. You want to be a guest, know a guest, somebody that would be a great entrepreneur, creative person, somebody making a difference in the community to come on, share their story. We'd love to hear that. We got socials, links everywhere. If you use the social media, we probably use it too, except for Twitter. Looking at you, Elon. Get on it. And what was my name again? I forget. Have a good day.